Every morning is a new page gifted to us by God. But how we write on that page decides whether our day becomes a masterpiece or just another wasted chance. Imagine this. Two people wake up at the same time. One rushes straight into stress, scrolling through distractions, while the other begins with gratitude, focus, and connection to the divine. Both live the same 24 hours, but one lives fully, and the other only survives. The question is, how are you living your mornings? My friends, life is not changed in years, it is changed in moments. And the most powerful moment of every day is the moment you wake up. Your mornings are not just the start of your day, they are the foundation of your destiny. When we align our mornings with discipline, gratitude, reflection, and God's presence, we don't just improve our day, we transform our entire life. Today, I want to share with you 7 powerful practices that will help you change your morning and ultimately change your life. When the morning comes, it is not just another ordinary event, it is a silent miracle. Each daybreak is God's gentle reminder that we have been given one more chance to live, to grow, to love, and to create. Yet, how often do we overlook this gift? Many of us wake up and the very first thought in our minds is a complaint. Why is it so early? Why is life so hard? Why do I have to go through so much? This habit of starting the day with negativity sets the tone for everything that follows. A complaining heart is like a closed door. It cannot welcome joy, peace, or opportunity. But a grateful heart opens the door to abundance. Gratitude does not change what we have, it changes how we see what we have. Think about it, 2 people may live in the same house, eat the same food, and face the same struggles. One wakes up and complains about the small inconveniences of life, while the other wakes up and thanks God for even the smallest blessings. The roof over their head, the breath in their lungs, the people in their life. The circumstances are identical, yet their experiences of life are completely different. Why? Because gratitude paints the world in brighter colors. Complaints blur our vision, while gratitude sharpens it. Take a simple example. Imagine you wake up, and the first thing you notice is that your alarm disturbed your sleep. If you focus on irritation, the whole day will feel heavy. But if you pause for just a few seconds and say, "Thank you, God, for another sunrise, thank you for my breath, thank you for the chance to live today," immediately your energy shifts. It is like turning on a light in a dark room. Nothing in the room has changed, but suddenly you can see everything more clearly. Gratitude brings clarity. We often wait for big achievements to feel grateful. A promotion, a new house, a grand success. But true gratitude is not about waiting for life to be perfect. It is about noticing the perfection already present in every small detail. The warmth of tea in your hands, the smile of a loved one, the simple ability to walk, talk, and breathe. These are not small things. These are daily miracles. The problem is not that life lacks blessings. The problem is that our eyes have become blind to them. Gratitude is the practice of opening our eyes again. Even science confirms what ancient wisdom has always taught us. Gratitude improves mental health, strengthens relationships, reduces stress, and even improves physical well-being. When you wake up with thankfulness, your mind releases positive energy. Your heart feels lighter. Your body responds with vitality. Gratitude is not only a spiritual practice, it is also a medicine for the soul and the body. But the question is, how do we practice this every morning? It does not require hours, only a sincere heart. The moment you wake up, before your mind rushes into worries or tasks, take a breath and whisper, "Thank you. Thank you for this day. Thank you for the chance to improve. Thank you for the unseen protection through the night. Thank you for the opportunity to grow. Some people even keep a gratitude journal by their bed, writing down 3 blessings every morning. Others close their eyes for a few moments and simply recall what they are thankful for. It does not matter how you do it. What matters is that your heart begins the day in appreciation rather than dissatisfaction. Think of your day as a journey. If you start the journey facing in the wrong direction, every step takes you further away from where you want to be. Complaining is like starting your day by walking in the wrong direction. Gratitude, on the other hand, aligns your compass. It directs your mind toward positivity, opportunities, and growth. That is why so many successful and peaceful people emphasize gratitude as the very first step of their mornings. Consider the example of a gardener. If he begins his morning complaining about the heat, the soil, and the weeds, his work will feel like a burden. But if he begins by appreciating the seeds, the sunlight, and the chance to nurture life, then his work becomes joyful. The same soil, the same weeds, the same weather, yet his attitude decides whether his day is heavy or light. We too are gardeners of our own lives, and gratitude is the water that nourishes our garden. Gratitude also protects us from envy and comparison. In today's world, the moment we wake up, many of us reach for our phones. We scroll through social media and immediately compare our lives with others. We see someone else's success, beauty, or comfort, and suddenly our own life feels small. But gratitude reminds us that what we have is already enough, that God has given us exactly what we need for our unique journey. When we live with gratitude, we stop competing with others and start cherishing our own blessings. So, my friends, if you truly want to change your morning and change your life, begin with gratitude. Let the first thought in your heart not be a complaint, but a prayer of thanks. You will see how your mornings transform into powerful beginnings, how your mind becomes lighter, and how your day unfolds with unexpected blessings. Complaints will keep you chained to dissatisfaction, but gratitude will set you free to experience the beauty of life. Remember, the way you start your morning is the way you live your life. Start with gratitude, and life itself will thank you. There is a sacred power hidden in silence. Yet in today's world, silence has become one of the rarest treasures. The moment most people wake up, their first action is not to breathe deeply, not to remember God, not to feel the peace of the morning, but to reach for their phone. Messages, notifications, news, and endless scrolling invade their mind before their day even begins. Instead of starting their morning in harmony, they start it in chaos. And then they wonder why the day feels restless, why the heart feels heavy, why the mind feels scattered. The truth is simple: when you allow noise to be the first thing in your morning, you give away control of your peace. Silence is not just the absence of sound, it is the presence of awareness. It is the space where the soul breathes, where the heart listens, and where the mind resets. When you begin your day with silence, you are not running away from the world. You are preparing yourself to enter it with strength and clarity. Silence is like sharpening the sword before the battle. If you rush into the day without silence, it is like fighting with a dull blade. Every task feels heavier, every problem feels larger. But if you start in stillness, you carry inner sharpness and resilience into every challenge. Think of the early morning itself. Before the city wakes up, before traffic fills the streets, before voices fill the air, there is a natural silence in creation. The birds sing softly, the breeze flows gently, the world whispers rather than shouts. This is nature's invitation for us to pause to align ourselves with God before being pulled by the demands of life. But most of us ignore this invitation. We drown out the silence with alarms, chatter, and distractions. And in doing so, we miss the nourishment that silence brings. Let us take a simple example. Imagine two people wake up at the same time. The first person immediately grabs the phone, checks emails, scrolls through social media, and fills the mind with information and images. By the time they get out of bed, their thoughts are already racing, their heart is already comparing, their energy is already consumed. The second person, however, sits quietly for a few minutes. They close their eyes, breathe deeply, maybe offer a prayer, or reflect on gratitude. They let the silence embrace them. When they rise, they feel calm, centered, and ready. The same morning, the same number of hours, but one is restless and the other is rooted. Silence is not about doing nothing. It is about doing the most important thing, listening. In silence, you can hear your own thoughts more clearly. In silence, you can sense the guidance of God more deeply. In silence, you can understand what your heart truly needs. Without silence, we live on autopilot, rushing through life without reflection. But with silence, we live consciously, aware of every step, every choice, every breath. Many people fear silence because it feels uncomfortable at first. The mind is so used to noise that when it meets stillness, it begins to resist. Thoughts rise up, restlessness creeps in, and silence feels unnatural. But the truth is the opposite. Silence is the most natural state of the soul. It is in silence that we connect to our original nature, peaceful, calm, and steady. Noise is the distraction, silence is the truth. Like a muddy lake, if it is constantly stirred, the water remains unclear. But when it is left still, the mud settles and the water becomes clear. Our minds are the same. In silence, the inner mud settles and clarity returns. Think of an artist about to paint. Before they put colors on the canvas, they need a blank, silent space. The blank canvas is not empty, it is potential. In the same way, silence in the morning is the blank canvas of your day. It allows you to create with purpose rather than reacting without direction. If you start your day in silence, you hold the brush in your own hand. If you start in noise, someone else begins painting your day for you. Even just 5 minutes of silence in the morning can change the quality of your entire day. Sit by your window, close your eyes, breathe, and simply be. You don't need to solve problems, plan everything, or entertain your mind. Just allow yourself to exist in God's presence. This is not wasted time. It is invested time. Those few minutes of silence become the roots that keep you steady when storms of the day arrive. There is also a hidden strength in silence that words cannot give. Many times in life, answers do not come from thinking harder, but from becoming still. When you are quiet, the answers rise from within. That is why so many sages, saints, and wise people begin their day with silence. They understand that before speaking to the world, they must listen to the soul. Before acting in the outer world, they must align with the inner world. In our daily lives, we can see the difference silence makes. Think about moments when you were angry and spoke without pausing. Later, you regretted your words. But in moments when you took a breath of silence before responding, your words carried wisdom instead of heat. Silence gives birth to understanding. Silence creates the space where patience and compassion grow. So, my friends, if you want your mornings to transform, embrace silence before noise. Don't let the world's chaos be your first visitor. Let silence greet you first. Let silence remind you of your strength. Let silence guide you into God's presence. The day will still bring its challenges, but you will face them with calmness rather than chaos. Silence does not make your problems disappear, but it gives you the clarity and strength to face them. The most powerful voices in the world are born from silence. And the most powerful mornings are those that begin in stillness. Before the world demands from you, give yourself to silence. Before the noise of life pulls you in every direction, anchor yourself in the peace of God. This one simple practice can change not just your mornings, but your entire life. The body is not just a structure of bones, muscles, and skin. It is the sacred vessel through which the soul experiences life. Yet many of us treat our bodies as if they are machines that can be ignored until they break down. We push them into laziness, or we overwork them without care, and then we wonder why we feel tired, uninspired, and unmotivated. But the truth is simple. If you want to awaken the mind and uplift the soul, you must also awaken the body. Movement is not only about fitness, it is about energy. The way you move your body in the morning decides the rhythm of your entire day. Think of energy like water in a river. If the water flows freely, the river is fresh, alive, and nourishing. But if the water becomes stagnant, it gathers dirt, it loses clarity, and it begins to smell. Our body works the same way. When we keep it still for too long, our energy stagnates. We feel dull, heavy, and restless. But when we move, whether through exercise, walking, stretching yoga, or even simple breathing practices, we release this energy, we allow it to flow again. And just like a flowing river, we become vibrant, fresh, and alive. Morning is the best time for movement because it sets the tone for the entire day. Imagine 2 different mornings. In the first, a person wakes up late, rushes through their routine, skips any form of movement, and drags themselves into work or study. By mid-morning, they already feel sluggish, unfocused, and drained. In the second, someone wakes up, stretches their body, breathes deeply, maybe goes for a walk or does a few simple exercises. Their body feels awake, their mind feels sharper, and their energy flows with positivity. The difference is not in how many hours they slept, it is in how they began their morning. Science confirms what wisdom traditions have always taught us: movement increases blood circulation, wakes up the brain, releases stress, and even improves mood by releasing hormones like endorphins. But beyond the science, there is also a spiritual truth. When you move your body with awareness in the morning, you are not just exercising muscles, you are aligning yourself with life's natural rhythm. The sun rises, the earth moves, the wind flows, the rivers run. All of creation is in motion. When you remain still in laziness, you disconnect from that rhythm. But when you move, you join the flow of creation. You become part of the living dance of the universe. Movement does not mean you need to be an athlete or spend hours in the gym. Even the smallest practices can change your energy. Stretching your arms wide as if to welcome the day, breathing deeply to fill your lungs with fresh air, walking barefoot on the ground to reconnect with nature. These little acts are not little at all. They awaken the body, refresh the mind, and remind the soul of its vitality. Think of a musician tuning an instrument before a performance. If the strings are loose, the sound will be off key, no matter how talented the musician is. The body is our instrument for the music of life. If we don't tune it with movement each morning, our performance through the day, whether in work, relationships, or learning, will not be in harmony. But when the body is tuned, the music of our life flows beautifully. Daily life gives us many examples of this truth. Remember times when you stayed inactive, perhaps sitting for hours without movement. How did you feel? Heavy, tired, maybe even irritable. Now think of a time when you went for a simple walk, stretched, or played a sport. How did you feel afterwards? Light, fresh, joyful. The circumstances of your life may not have changed, but your energy did. And when energy changes, your perception of life changes. There is also a deeper connection between movement and the mind. When the body is heavy, the mind feels heavy. When the body is lazy, the mind becomes lazy. But when the body is active, the mind wakes up too. That is why many people say they get their best ideas not while sitting still, but while walking, running, or moving. Movement unblocks creativity. It frees the mind from stiffness. Even great philosophers and leaders from history often took long walks in the morning to think and reflect. They understood that a moving body awakens a moving mind. Beyond the physical and mental benefits, movement in the morning is also an act of respect. It is a way of telling God, "Thank you for this body. I will take care of it." We often pray for strength, for health, for vitality. But prayer alone is not enough. Action must follow intention. By moving our body, we honor the gift we have been given. We show gratitude, not just with words, but with discipline. So, my friends, if you want to change your mornings and your life, do not neglect the power of movement. It is not about how long you move, but about how sincerely you do it. Even 5 minutes of stretching, 10 minutes of walking, or a few rounds of deep breathing can shift your energy. Do not think of it as a task, but as a celebration. Every time you move your body, you remind yourself that you are alive, that you are capable, that you are strong. Remember, your energy is your most valuable resource. If you protect it, you will face challenges with strength. If you neglect it, even small problems will feel overwhelming. Movement is the key to unlocking that energy every morning. It is not just about fitness, it is about life itself. Move your body, and you move your energy. Move your energy, and you move your destiny.